It's difficult to recall what happened to him for nearly 2 months in prison, but after assurances that we will not reveal his identity, this Kashmiri boy opened up.
I always used to cry. I was kept in a solitary cell with a toilet. There was no roof and rain drenched me. It was scary. I was unable to eat or sleep. I had to fold or lift my legs as the cell was very small. There were snakes. When I started shouting, they used to come and take out the snakes. When I didn't stop crying, a doctor was brought in and he used to inject something that made me unconscious.
He says he was the youngest among 25 Kashmiris flown to a jail more than 1,000 kilometers away and was arrested under the vague Public Safety Act, or PSA, which Amnesty International calls a lawless law and allows for detention up to 2 years without bail. India's government has told the Supreme Court that 144 minors have been arrested in Indian-administered Kashmir since August, including children as young as 9 years old, and some couldn't handle the trauma. This father, whose identity we cannot reveal, says his son committed suicide after being tortured. He doesn't believe the denials by the Indian Army that the boy was not detained or tortured.
At Srinagar hospital, the doctor allowed me to talk to my son. I told him it will be always painful that you didn't tell us what you've gone through. In a broken voice, he said, I have sacrificed my life for Kashmir.
India's government revoked Kashmir's autonomy and imposed a security lockdown in August. It's also arrested thousands of people in the subsequent crackdown. Human rights organizations and activists in India have protested against the restrictions. Even lawyers in Kashmir want us to hide their identities because they fear the state's crackdown.
Due to the fear of torture, young people are not staying at home. Security personnel are even using megaphones in torturing victims. It's all very disturbing. Due to a lack of communication, accurate information about juveniles and youth is very difficult to get.
But the government says its actions are to provide security and improve conditions for Kashmiris.
These decisions on detaining were taken at the local level by the law enforcing authorities after taking all the factors into consideration. All those detentions are being continuously reviewed, and if there are persons who have been detained, there are people who have been released also.
Too afraid to reveal their identity, these sisters say their only breadwinner was their brother, who was detained 2 months ago.
He was arrested on August 9th at 2 in the morning. The soldiers took him from his room. We met him twice at the police station in Shopian, and then he was shifted to Srinagar Central Jail. Later we found out that he's been sent to Uttar Pradesh. We can't afford meeting him as we don't have the money because he was the only breadwinner for our family.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has promised that revoking Kashmir's special status will usher in development and progress. Many among the nearly 8 million Kashmiris facing a lockdown and restrictions find that hard to believe. Osama bin Javed, Al Jazeera.